Hey guys, Sel here, welcome back to some more FateGrandOrder. I'm not starting off in a gacha because I don't want to. And I'm really curious to see what An is trying to do with us, seeing as how she literally just knocked us out. A detective must not himself commit a crime. We're gonna be fighting a caster, but she doesn't seem to be like a caster. And I like, however, even if I accidentally tap on one of these, it would instantly start. So yeah, I have to be really careful to not tap on this after I end an episode, otherwise I kind of screw myself. Good, you're awake. I apologize for getting a bit rough with you earlier. Wait, what's going on? Wu found some strange powder on the table as he was cleaning up last night. I figured someone had attempted a poisoning. We needed to find the victim before we went searching about for the poisoner. Sis and I split up to see how everyone was doing, and she found you looking sick. We needed you to throw up as quickly as possible, so as I said, I'm afraid I had to get a bit rough. Sis has been watching over you ever since she carried you in here. I already cleaned up the mess you made when you threw up. Oh god. Doesn't look like there are any after effects, so it might have just been a sleeping pill. But even a sleeping pill can be dangerous. If you'd been taking a bath when it kicked in, you'd be dead. It'll be morning soon, and our ride is coming around noon. If we can hold out till then, we should all be able to go home safely. So we're going to stay up and keep an eye on things. If you need help, just holler and I'll come running. Alright, so don't put anything else in my mouth, got it. But what about my Juliet? Oh, please, for the love of God. Oh, thank God. She's alive. Oh, good morning. You look awful. Did you get enough sleep last night? I tried, but I woke up really early. I've been up since about dawn. Well, at least you look better now than you did when we said goodnight. Oh, by the way, don't you dare tell anyone else about last night. So you want it to be our little secret? Why? What happened last night? Look, just forget it ever happened, okay? Now come on, let's go. I think it'd be safer if we all stayed together anyway. Yeah. Someone else dead? Okay. Everyone seems to be here. Morning, Cello. You two miss Juliet. You look tired, Wu. Why don't you get some rest? Thanks, but don't worry about me. I can stay up for 3 days straight if I feel like it. Though I'll admit I'm feeling sleepier now that you're all up here. It's a lot easier keeping an eye on everyone when you're all in one place. Are we, though? Are we? A doorbell. But we're all here, aren't we? Is that our ride? Definitely not. My people would never ignore my orders. No one's coming in. It is a prank. Well, someone's outside. Though the only one I can think of who might pull this kind of thing is that detective. Wait here, I'll be right back. I'm back and I've got bad news. I hate to tell you this now, but Sheddingham's body is missing. Of course it is. What did you say? You're kidding. Since when? I didn't notice sooner because it was wrapped up in sheets. But when I took another look, it turned out to be a bunch of logs. I don't know when the body was swapped out, but there's no shortage of wood outside they could have used. You didn't do anything wrong, Wu. I wouldn't have thought to keep an eye on dead bodies either. I've been staying to keep an eye on them. Hell, double tap them. You never know when they're gonna rise. What's the meaning of this, An? Are you saying Sheddingham is the one behind all of this? I've heard stories of dead people coming back to life, but wait. Hang on, I just had a crazy thought. Mr. Adamska, yesterday you suggested that the killer could have swapped in a body to make us think Mortis was dead when he wasn't, right? That's right. But we dismissed it because we figured the killer had no way of getting a substitute body. I mean, he had Chris's body. And he had the detective's body he could have used. So yeah, Mortis could still technically be alive. That's right, but then if the killer did have a body on hand, then they could swap it in. If Morty took Sheddingham's body from the basement, dyed his hair blonde, then let the fish do the rest. Could anyone actually do something so terrible? Even if this means Mortis is still alive, I can't be particularly happy about this, considering it means my son has started down a truly monstrous path. It's too soon to jump to conclusions. Sheddingham himself could be the killer for all we know. Thank you! Whoever it is, we need to find them and make them pay. Let's split up and search outside. Are you trying to put our guests' lives in danger, Wu? Our ride will be here at noon. All we need to do is wait for them to arrive. Come on, sis. You know as well as I do that we can't let the killer stay here to get away with this. Don't split up! That's when things go wrong! I admit, I don't like the idea of letting these events stay as a mystery either. I'd also like to know the truth, if possible. Uh-huh. Alright, then let's use these last few hours we have here to find the killer. That said, we can't bring the women and children along with us. In that case, I'll stay behind in case the killer comes back and tries to take hostages. Oh, I want to go on that manhunt too! Kai, no, you can't. Come on, Sal, back me up on this. Why don't we go together then? Oh, you're too soft on him, but I guess that's also what's so great about you. Alright then, I'll keep them both safe myself. Then it's settled. Come on, we don't have any time to waste. Be careful, Sal. Okay, hon. You said no women and children get to go. So that means my character in this is actually a guy? Or is it because I'm currently the detective that I can still go? Alright, we'll look over here. Thank goodness, there was a hunting rifle around. Though with my aim, I'm afraid it'll be little more than a security blanket. Same here. We do find Mortis, which might sparing his life. At least want to ask him why he did all of this. Alright, you guys be careful out there. Okay, we're going to check out that area. The dog took the only hunting rifle we've got, but we won't need a gun with me around. Oh, do you know Kung Fu Jeet Kune Do? Jeet Kune Do. Wing Chun. I want to see. Actually, we're fighting a caster. Mephistopheles right here, or Kain, is a caster. We'll be fighting him. I'm afraid the only moves I know are lethal attacks, trust me. They're not very entertaining to watch. Gotcha. Oh man, it's those wolves again. Sorry, Sil, but I'm gonna need a little time to drive them off. Can you take the kid and hide somewhere? I don't want you two to getting hurt by mistake. Why are you leaving me with the potential killer? Why are you leaving me with a potential killer? Oh god. I'll hide. There we go, it should be safe over here. I hope Wu's okay by himself. Let's make sure we stay out of sight. Oh, I agree. Whatever happens now, everyone will just write it off as an unfortunate accident. See? There we go. Kain, you sound different. I've been putting on an act up until now. This is the real me. Not even father knows this about me. So any last words before I kill you? Dying out here on a remote island all alone. Honestly, I almost feel sorry for you. Hey, Holmes! Well then, now seems an opportune time to make my entrance. I certainly cannot allow this to continue. Holmes is here! Holmes actually came to the island to help me out! Hey, thank you! Inflict NP seal. I mean, the enemies can't use NP here. Crit gather rate. Increases the crit star gather rate. So why not? Let's go for the quicks.
面白い。ふう。面白い。実に興味深い。
Kine, you can't do this. You'll never be able to beat me, thanks to Holmes coming here. So how is he gonna... How exactly is he going to show himself to everyone? Is he just gonna say that he pretended to be dead and act as if he was shedding him? Thank you! Goodbye, Kine, Mephisto, whatever you want to be called. It's still Kine, technically. The detective is bound to detail any clues. So what, I still can't get any clues from him? Dang it. Oh boy, but yeah, Kine, I've always suspected Kine of being a murderer. Ugh. Good grief, you've been quite the rascal. Good day, Miss Sell. I trust you aren't injured. Miss Holmes, is that you? Miss Holmes? What are you doing here, Holmes? I could not have hoped for a better reaction, though he's still pale in comparison to Watson. Now, much as I would like to answer the question so obviously nagging at you, it is hard to determine where to even begin. Perhaps I should start with how I came to be here. Ever since this mystery began, I've been wondering how much of a time differential there was between your dream and reality. I've further thought that depending on what that differential turned out to be, I might be able to intervene directly. Your walk on the beach of Juliet during a full moon provided a significant hint. Indeed, it was elementary to connect the dots, even for someone as ignorant at first astronomy as myself. At Caldea, you collapsed while looking at the moon on May 14th, 2019. You woke up for the 5th time on May 15th, Caldea time, and still the moon was not yet full. This led me to realize that your dream was actually taking place a few days in the future. Once I knew that, I decided to intervene directly. And now here we are. Wait, this is all happening in the future? I'm afraid we don't yet know how it works, but yes, that is the inescapable conclusion. Regardless, what is important is not how it is happening, but when. If you don't believe me, go ahead and look up a lunar calendar for yourself. You'll see that the full moon in May 2019 falls on the 18th here. Count backwards from that, and we can determine that Kine accidentally hit you with his ball in the afternoon of May 16th Kogetsukan time, marking the point where your dream began. Since it was May 15th at Caldea when I arrived at this conclusion, I had a day to plan. But then, why did you call yourself Sheddingham? I was thinking how I should go about intervening when I had a flash of insight. Well, it's possible that the Sheddingham you saw was a completely different person, and your brain merely happened to assign him my appearance given that we are both detectives. It was also possible that he could have been me merely claiming to be Sheddingham. If so, I could certainly bring the latter circumstance about, thereby directly intervening as one of the key figures. Do you have any idea how reckless that was? I'm sorry you feel that way. So long as there is a path to solving this case, then by definition whatever steps I take along it are the right ones. Granted, I will concede that making my way here was fairly complicated. I first contacted the Goldie family as Sheddingham, using my knowledge of the threatening letter to capture Aaron's attention. Oh my god. He's using the information we gave him in the past that we gained in the future, so that way he could come here from the past to the future to come here in the present. Oh my freaking god, the spiral of freaking timelines. Oh good god. Though of course, he was rightfully suspicious of me, so he said he would only hire me if I managed to track down where they were staying on my own. From there, it was simply a matter of filling in the blanks rather than like a crossword puzzle. Given the travel time from the United States and the fact that it was warm enough to go swimming even in the middle of May, I was almost immediately able to determine that he was somewhere in the Caribbean. Finding the Kogetsukan seemed trickier, but then I remembered that Kogetsu is an old Japanese word for crescent moon. Using a map, I was able to pinpoint an island that was shaped like a crescent moon. The rest you know. It was all quite easy, really. The only difficult part was convincing Da Vinci to let me come here, since doing so required me to raise shift. In the end, I needed to make a temporary contract with a staff member located in the US before I... Okay, but once you did... I take it you're the sort of reader who prefers to skip to the ending. I suppose that time is of the essence, so I will indulge you and provide you with the abridged version. Take it you're the sort of reader who prefers to skip to the ending? How dare you accuse me of skipping to the ending? If I skipped to the ending, I'd be hitting the skip button right now and I would just go to the ending. I enjoy the story. As long as it captivates me. If not, then I still don't skip to the ending. I just don't read the story. But if you don't mind, I'll send the explanation of how I came back to life until everyone is here. It seems the rascal is awake. Let's see what he has to say for himself, shall we? Huh? The detective, how are you still alive? So you were playing dumb all this time, kind. Pretty much, yeah. In the Violet family, the eldest son is supposed to take over when he comes of age, but I really didn't want to get involved in that world. So I decided to act a little like a weird little kid who couldn't possibly lead the family. I feel really bad for making my family worry about me, but it's better than getting murdered because of some stupid grudge or something. I understand your concerns, Kain. Between tough wars, coups, betrayals, and simple pleasure killings, there are a great many ways to be murdered in the underworld. Such a life is not an easy one. But then why did you abandon your pretense to show Sally your true colors all of a sudden? Because I thought Juliet's friend here was the killer. I couldn't think of anyone else who could be. Wow, you think I was the killer? Oh, good God. Why would I be the killer? I mean, technically I wanted me to be the killer. And it makes sense because I love Juliet so much that I would kill the people that she was in a arranged marriage, so that way I could be with her. I thought they did it to save Juliet, and I actually appreciate that much at least. I couldn't stand that Morty's guy either, but killing Chris just seemed wrong. The only reason I could think of for them to do that is to keep Juliet from himself, not to help her. Besides, if they were willing to kill those guys, then they might also be willing to kill other people in my family. The killer hasn't killed anyone in the Violet family, so it might very well even be your middle sister, Harriet. It could be Harriet who's doing it. It could be Adamska who's doing it. Ava could be a crazy woman. Because, I mean, she was willing to get with me instead of, you know, her current husband. It's any number of people who could be doing it, but only Goldie family has been the one that has been killed so far. That's why I had to do something. I thought if I threatened them, I could get them to fess up. Relax, Kain. I can assure you that Cell would never kill anyone. But then, who else could be the killer? Nobody else could have done it. On the contrary, this is a perfect closed circle of suspects. The killer has indeed been among us from the very beginning. Now, Kain, I have a question for you. How do I know you are innocent? I don't know when Maurice died, so I can't say anything about that. But I might have an alibi for when Chris died. Does that mean you can prove where you were at 11:25 last night? I was playing hide-and-seek with Lori in an empty room. I think we got found about 5 minutes before that. Is there a grown-up who can vouch for that? Wait. I was playing hide-and-seek with Lori in an empty room. I think we got found out 5 minutes before that. An alibi for when Chris died. But weren't they playing hide-and-seek the other day? I swear they were playing hide-and-seek the other day before when Mortis went missing, right? But then the day had already rolled over as we went to go search for Mortis. Dorothy? Doesn't have an alibi. That's what Kyan's saying is true, and he was playing with Lori in an empty room at 11:25 last night. Dorothy said that she tucked Lori in at that time. But that also then again means that she doesn't have an alibi. Unless I'm mixing up the times now because of all the time skipping we literally are doing. Good God. Is there a grown-up who can vouch for that? Yeah, there is. That's what I wanted to hear. Huh? Who is it? I already have a good idea as to their identity. I'll have Kyan testify about that when the time is right. You're not going to tell the others about my act, are you? No, I won't. You should decide for yourself when you are ready to drop it. Now then, Miss Cell, let us return to the Kogetsukan. Ah yes, a splendid overreaction. Still quite so good as Watson's, though. What is it? Wait, what are you doing here? No way, I can't believe you're actually alive. Good, you're all here. Now I can finally explain what's happened that first night. But how? You didn't have a pulse? Oh, that's a trivial matter. One need merely clench a ball under one's armpit to cut off circulation to that arm, and temporarily halt one's pulse. That too. It's an old trick now, but it was once a respectable medical technique known as pressure-based hemostasis. Of course, the arm can become necrotic if one keeps it up for too long, but momentary use of the technique to fool laymen such as yourselves would not be cause for concern. Hang on, perhaps enough to fool us, but Dr. Hawthorne's a professional. How could you possibly fool him? Simple, I couldn't, so I didn't. Then you mean? Yes, I'm afraid I was in on it the whole time. I'm sorry for deceiving you all. Why would you do something like that? Dr. Hawthorne is, of course, the only medical professional on the premises. It was inevitable that he would be asked to perform an autopsy in the event someone turned up dead. So I made a deal with him on the first day. I promised that in exchange for his help faking my death, I would solve the case. After all, once the culprit thought I was out of the picture, they would be blind to my investigation. That makes it sound like you knew there was going to be a murder case here. Let us simply say that I knew this trip could not possibly have a peaceful end. You can't be serious, Doc. What were you thinking trusting a shifty detective like this? If he really is a great detective then I should have been able to prevent the murder before it happened. I am quite good at solving mysteries once they present themselves, but I am afraid that even I cannot solve what has not yet occurred. Whoever contended that murders are creative and detectives merely critics was, I am afraid, spot on. I doubt it would go over very well if I told him I couldn't do anything that would have changed Cell's dream. This was the only thing I could say. Never mind that, I am at heart a creative critic. Alright, you might know that what you're doing when it comes to detective stuff, but I still don't like you. Be that as it may, I assure you that Hawthorne would not have helped me unless he too had a sense that there was something dangerous here. Doctor, don't tell me you... Don't say a word, Harriet. Reprimand him if you must, but I'm also responsible for him being here. Please at least hear what he has to say. I appreciate that, Dr. Hawthorne. I especially like that you look much more kindly in person. At any rate, it's already noon. I'm afraid we'll need to come to a resolution quickly if we are to do so before our ride arrives. Resolution? Does that mean you already know who did it? Of course, I've completed my deductions and am prepared to present my findings. But before I get to that, there is one thing I'd like to confirm. Would y'all come with me, please? Chris's room. What business could you possibly have here? Simple, assessing his dying message. Given everything I've heard about him, Chris clearly possessed a strong will. He was the sort of man who would carry out an important job even at the cost of his own life. Hearing that from you somehow pisses me off, but you're still right. Both Sis and I knew how seriously he took his responsibilities. In my estimation, Chris believed he had completed his dying message by the time he passed, but was unaware that he had not drawn enough blood to finish it. Both his liminal powder, we can see exactly what he was trying to write down. Oh, Moe, just change it to Mom. As I thought, Chris did indeed try to hate Mom. This is what I wanted you all to see before I shared my conclusions. Mom, as in Mother. Quite right, and now I will tell you why. The question is, which of the mothers here did Chris mean to accuse? No! Detection time. Right, then we have all the pieces of the puzzle now. Perhaps you have begun to see the picture taking shape for yourselves now. Our killer had a single specific reason for killing Chris and Maurice. Once you understand the motive, the killer's identity should become quite clear as well. But even if you fail to recognize the motive, the killer's identity should still be clear. Allow me to offer a special hint for those of you reading this right now. Think back to each person's alibi but during the time of Chris's murder. Exactly. It's Dorothy, right? Because she says that she had an alibi that she could only state by putting Lloyd to bed, right? Right? But Kyne says that they played until 11:25 p.m. that night. Okay, hold on. This isn't technically cheating, right? I'm gonna stop this part and I'll be right back because hold on. First, I'm gonna let him finish this. If you eliminate everyone who couldn't possibly have been at the scene of the crime, you may find it easier to deduce the culprit's identity than you think. I assure you, there will be no new information in the case of the murder at the Kogetsukan, so take some time to consider the evidence. But do keep one point in mind while you deliberate. There has been a peculiar phenomenon at work here, from the beginning distorting your perceptions. Oh god! Okay, so Murder at the Kogetsukan event quests will be released daily. Clear 8 of the main quests to vote in. I've already missed the voting time. See? Because it's 5:25. It's now 5:28, almost 5:29. I've already missed my chance to deduce the culprit. So it's probably after I hit X going to tell me who the culprit was. I think it's Dorothy. The Watson must not conceal his thoughts. Let's go back. Because again, I believe it's Dorothy, right? Because she's the only one without an alibi of Kyne and... If Kyne and... I've already forgotten her name. This just proves it right here. It stopped at 11:25, right? So his death happened around that time. But Kyne said that he was playing hide and seek with... God dang, what was her name? At 11:25. But they got caught 5 minutes later. And right here, she started getting defensive over the fact that everyone thought that she was the one who killed him, even though no one even mentioned that she did. She was getting completely defensive about it. I was putting Lloyd to bed. You have to believe Lloyd, that was her name. At what time did you do it though? I don't think she ended up mentioning the time until after we were on the beach, right? And then Dorothy instantly decided to come to an agreement for Kyne and Lloyd to marry each other with Adamska, which then ended up setting Juliet free. Alright, now we're back on the beach. I know me doing this doesn't matter because everyone else has already voted, but I just wanted to figure this out for myself. I believe it's Dorothy. So our time is 11:25. She said that she fell asleep around 10. And that she fell asleep by her bedside shortly after. Sure you did. Because again, she put her to bed around 10. That is a complete lie. Because if Kyne is telling the truth, again, he was playing hide and seek with Lloyd at 11:25, and they didn't get found until 5 minutes after. So right there. Yeah, the times match up. As again, he says he has an alibi. I don't know why I'm going over this, like it really matters anymore. I mean, it's Dorothy, alright? It has to be Dorothy. Because she lies and says that she put Lloyd to bed at 10, when Kyne says that they were playing at 11:20, and they were found they were playing and they were found 5 minutes before 11:25, which is when Chris broke the pocket watch. So yeah, I'm just gonna say it's Dorothy. I don't know why I'm trying so hard for something that is already gone. It's what I get for being slow at this, but whatever. I'm gonna be a real kicker if they actually still made me choose. It still doesn't matter though. Oh boy, the Watson must not conceal his thoughts from the reader. So Chris was actually trying to fight Mom. Did you kill him, Han? No, I didn't. I never told Chris I was his mother. I was wondering why you two seem so chummy. Now it all makes sense. That was a long time ago. Miss Dorothy, whatever errand I had was over long before you met him. I acted as if we weren't actually related because I thought having a family would make me weak. We can tell from Chris's response that she is telling the truth. He died without ever knowing who his mother was. As such, he would never have accused Anne by writing the word Mom. No, I believe that he simply meant to tell us that his killer was a mother, if not necessarily his own. Hang on, you cannot base all of this simply on Chris's dying message. A scant few letters written in the blood of a dying man leave quite a lot of open interpretation. I suppose you do have a point. Perhaps the victim's dying message is not sufficient proof. Very well, then let us take a more roundabout approach. If we remove all of the possible suspects via the process of elimination, I'm certain none of you will have any objections. What do you mean by that? Your alibis for the time of Chris's murder. You see, the culprit had no idea that Chris broke his beloved pocket watch at the moment of his murder. And as a result, the watch stopped at precisely 11:25 p.m. Given the circumstances of Chris's death, we know that he had time to converse with the culprit beforehand. Even estimating conservatively, I should think the culprit was in his company for 5 to 10 minutes prior to killing him. This means that we can safely rule out anyone whose whereabouts around 11:25 p.m. on the night of Chris's murder are accounted for. Let's start by whittling down our suspect pool. The poker players at that time can be excluded. Does that include me? Naturally, what's important is the fact that you can all verify each other's alibis. Because that means Cell's alibi is solid too, and we could all hear their snoring in the next room. That leaves 6 possibilities. 6, you mean 7, right? Why do you automatically get a pass? You did lock the outside doors and windows securely, did you not? If I had forced my way into Chris's room, surely you would have seen some sign of that. You got an answer for everything, don't you? Fine, 6 it is then. Tell me, Kyne, what is your alibi for that night? Loy and I were playing hide and seek, and then weren't we, Loy? Uh-huh. I snuck out of bed to hide. We got caught somewhere around 11:20. Children or not, I believe we can still take them at their word. That accounts for their whereabouts. This brings our suspect list down to 4. Dun dun dun! Dorothy Goldie, you had motive in your mother. It wasn't me. I didn't do it, I swear. Indeed not. Huh? It's okay, Miss Dorothy. You're the one who caught us, remember? Right around 11:20. Oh wait, I completely forgot about that. How silly of me. So it was Ava. Wait. Hold on. So if it's Ava who did the killing, was it because she wanted her daughter to be happy and she was so against her daughter being put into a arranged marriage? Because again, she denied wanting her daughters to be put in an arranged marriage. and Adonska went against her wishes and did it anyways. So yeah, Ava would be a big suspect in the fact that she wanted to find out how I truly felt about her daughter. Kine told me there was a grown-up who could verify his alibi. That was you when you came to find Loi. That leaves us with 3. Julia's got an alibi too, so it couldn't be her, right? Yes, that's right. She also has someone who can verify her alibi. I wish you had waited to say that. To have a method for this, you know. At any rate, that leaves us with 2. But enough suspense. One of the 2 already knows she's innocent. And it makes the other our culprit. Juliet, who were you with the night Chris was killed again? My sister, so then... Oh God. The culprit was not inherently opposed to your families forming an alliance. She understood it as necessary for your continued survival. It was either Ava or Dorothy. I wanted it so badly to be Dorothy, mainly because I don't want Mama Raiko to be the murderer. I mean, hey, Viva la France and all that, but I wanted it to be Dorothy. It's Ava. Oh, damn. But yeah, it makes sense again, because she didn't want her daughter to be in an arranged marriage. And it was never anyone of the Violet family that killed. Why would someone of the Goldie family kill some of her own? Which would put her own part in the family at stake. If anything, she should have killed the Violet family if it was Dorothy. But then why would she have tried to kill me? Albeit, yeah. I would be one of the ones who could potentially have sussed her out had, you know, Holmes have not come over here and just stole the freaking show. Whatever. That's right, kind of Lori. We're both still alive. They must be, after all, for the alliance to happen. And yet she resorted to murder not once, but twice, and at peril of compromising the whole alliance. That is key to understanding her motive. That is how opposed she was to Juliet's engagement. But why would Mother want to kill Maurice and Chris? What reason could she possibly have? An exceedingly simple one, as it turns out. Think, why would she be so against your marrying either Maurice or Chris, but quite content to see Kine and Lori married? So you're saying it was those specific pairings she had problems with? Precisely, because your true father is Aaron Goldie. She slept with a Goldie? Fraternal. Not necessarily the same father. Wow. How did I not think of this? See, I said I was never good at mysteries, alright? I might be able to solve some of them. But if it's so convoluted like this, oh my god, holy crap. You can't be serious. Oh, so Juliet would have been marrying her half brother, actually. She would have been marrying her brother. Wedding either Maurice or Chris would have meant wedding your half-brother. Okay, so yeah, it is still half. An incestuous marriage. But as your mother, she only would have known that, so she had to keep that fact to herself, even if it meant resorting to murder. This can't be happening. He's lying, right, Mother? Why is it Ava saying that? Shouldn't it be Juliet? Harriet Violet, you are the culprit. I knew it! It is the sister! It is the sister! Ava isn't the murderer! I knew it! It's actually the sister! Oh my god, I was like, hey, wouldn't it be interesting if it was Harriet? Instead of Ava? Man, that'd be a twist. But wait, did they mean to put Harriet there, or did they mean to put Harriet's name there? Or did they put... I'm so confused right now. so confused. Was that a typo that they put Harriet's name there? Instead of Ava's? Or did they mean to put Ava's name there and that was... I don't know why I just said that. It's literally the same thing saying both ways. Twins and doubles must not appear unless... I have a major freaking headache right now. What the hell is going on? I've always suspected the sister as well. I wanted it to be me and Dorothy. I was expecting the sister. He's lying, right? Please tell me he's lying, Harriet. How could you do it, Mother? Wait. What the hell is going on? Wait, what the hell is going on right now? Why is Ava showing up and saying, how could you do it, Mother? And Adamska literally just said, how could you do it, Harriet? Is the text messed up completely? I'm literally starting to have a headache right now. I'm trying to wrap my mind around, like, what the hell's going on? This lady killed Chris. Good grief, things have certainly gotten noisy. That does make for a good opportunity to answer your questions. But what's going on? This can't be right. Ah, yes, I never did explain to you, did I? Marsh had the same misunderstanding. What, you mean I made a mistake with the Violet family tree I drew? Indeed. I'm quite certain that Harriet is Adamska's wife, while their daughters are Juliet and Ava. I think I would just wrap my head around this. Ava is Juliet's sister. Harriet is Adamska's wife. So Harriet is Adamska's wife, meaning she's not the sister but the mother. And that's why Ava looks so worried. And that's why the text is saying, how could you do that, Mother? On Ava? What in the bloody hell is going on with this right now? What the hell is going on? Ava is the daughter, but also the sister of Juliet? We're doing exactly how Senpai described it. If I made a mistake, she would have noticed. Not necessarily. She is somewhat preoccupied with the personages of Chaldea. Perhaps a bit too much so, it turns out. That makes sense. Even I'm too preoccupied. So who I thought was the mother because she's Mama Raiko is the sister. And who I thought that was the sister was the mother. That's why Juliet said that she doesn't look like her sister. She met Ava. And they're fraternal twins. Which means they look different. But then wait. Hawthorne. He says that, wasn't he talking about Ava? About how she's married to Adamska? This is the biggest mind F I've had in a while. Oh my god. I never would have saw this coming. Everything just got flipped and turned on its head. Oh my god. By way of example, tell me, Marsh, what do you think of when you think of Lancelot? The fact that he's Galahad's father, I suppose. There you have it. That is exactly the line of thinking that has tripped our cell up. If a woman who looks like Steno told you she has a younger sister, you would immediately think of Uriel, no? Similarly, once Ava was assigned to Minamoto no Raiko's appearance, Sal could not help but see her as anything other than a mother. Oh my god, I love this! Oh my god, I was literally through the mind of my own freaking character. That never even crossed my mind. that they could have not. But wait. That makes sense. Because Ava was coming on to me while also trying to ask and learn what I am to her sister Juliet. That makes a whole lot more freaking sense, and why Adamska never said a single thing. Well played, FGO. Well played. Oh, my mind right now. Of course, I don't believe Juliet meant to deceive Cell, since she had no way of knowing her unique circumstances. It was merely an unfortunate misunderstanding that persisted until now. But Ava had to be the mother. That way the parents would be Adamska and Ava, and the twins would be Juliet and Harriet. It just makes sense. Why would they name them any other way? More likely, they were named for their parents. Juliet's name was taken from Harriet's. Ava's was from Adamska, you see. Such an arrangement certainly makes sense. But if Harriet is Juliet's mother, why do they look the same age? Remember, Morty was a man who looked like Mordred. It's not surprised there would be other disparities between what Cell saw and reality. Something as simple as a difference in age could certainly be such a detail that was altered. At least I'm not the only. At least Marsh is also wondering what the hell's going on right now. This is so confusing. I imagine Cell must be more confused since she is only learning the truth now from Holmes. No freaking kidding. So hold on. Only anyone that was really freaking smart and that are really good with detective mysteries, when this first came out in Japan on the JP servers, and no one knew a thing about this event, how did they figure it out? And if so, how? Did anyone smart enough to actually think about this freaking turnaround? Not to mention the writer for actually coming up with this. Holy crap. Oh, they threw me for a loop every single moment of the way. Again, I'm loving this right now. Surely you must have seen the signs. For example, think back to the conversation you had when you asked Ava her alibi. By the way, did anything unusual happen around bedtime last night, Miss Violet? Well, that's a strange question. No, Mother turned in early last night. How did I let that skip past me? Oh my god. I was so focused on Dorothy that I didn't even try to read her freaking dialogue again. I was so focused on Dorothy. I would have saw the plot twist coming had I reread this dialogue. What makes matters worse is that I read the dialogue in my cringy freaking voices. It's fun to do. But it also then makes me not really pay attention to most things. I can catch when there's like a freaking error in how you spell a word, or if it should be changed to something else. But when I'm just fully into a story, I tend to gloss over the dialogue sometimes. And this is the one time that I glossed over Miss Violet. Well, that's a strange question. No, Mother turned in early last night. By the way, did anything unusual happen around bedtime last night, Miss Violet? Miss Violet, well, that's a strange question. No, Mother turned in early last night. In my mind, I figured she was just talking in a freaking, fourth person? Is that what it's called? Third person? Third person. I thought she was just talking in the third person. It didn't even cross my mind. Oh my god. Now again, she thought I was asking about Harriet. Raiko calls herself a mother so much I didn't think of anything of it. Exactly! Exactly! Raiko calls herself a mother so many freaking times, my mind just accepted it as freaking reality. God dang it! Now I get it. She thought I was asking about Harriet. I'm going with the bottom one. Oh my god. I always call her Mama Raiko as well. So it's like... even I call her a mother. I've never seen her anything else but a mother. Oh my god. I've been going crazy for like the last, 10 plus minutes? Just in shock and awe of what the hell I just witnessed. It seems you remembered something. One such revelation tends to lead to others, like so many dominoes. Now, you mustn't let your appearance slide over something like this. Haven't you noticed your hair getting sticky from the ocean breeze? No, really, it's not like I've been to the beach. I must say, it's always fascinating to see twins with such different personalities. Are you freaking kidding me? Hawthorne said that? I'm a failure as a detective. I've already accepted that fact the moment I took on this adventure. I didn't... oh my god. I would so die in a situation like this, it's not even freaking funny. I wouldn't even be worth killing as a supposed detective, because I can't even freaking detect and solve this mystery. When I gloss over so many things... I don't even... oh my god, what the hell was I thinking back then? It's been a couple of days since this scene, I think. Yeah, isn't this the beginning? Oh my god. So I'm not supposed to believe you've got an alibi, huh? I mean, hypothetically speaking, couldn't twins swap places to pull this kind of thing off? Just saying. No way, no one would get them mixed up like that. I know I wouldn't. You see? That part I knew and I got. But it didn't register in my head. Well, wait, no. Cause Steno and my mind is dying so bad right now and is crashing to the point where I can't even remember Steno's sister's name. Uriel. They look so much alike. And yet that one line didn't even strike me as odd of why he said it would never work. Because they don't look alike at all. And what was the line I missed here? You and your sister are a lot alike, huh? You think I know we're twins, but we're actually fraternal. I don't see much resemblance myself. I even saw that. I even questioned that in my head. But the more we continued on with the story, I completely freaking forgot about that. Oh my god. I'm never... Well, scratch off detective from the list of things I could possibly do in the future. I knew that this was gonna go downhill fast the moment I started. But, oh my god, I didn't think I'd gloss over all these. Personality-wise, the thing she takes after Mother, they're both really free-spirited. I'm honestly kind of jealous. It's the same principle as optical illusions. Once you've seen something that isn't there, it can be very difficult to unsee it. Yep. It's like the fog in my mind that rolls over when I was starting to read other dialogue. It crossed my mind for a split second when she said the fraternal thing and they didn't look much alike. But I never put two and two together because I always see Mama Raiko as Mama Raiko. Oh my god. I've been going crazy now for I think almost 20 minutes. There have been cases that would have been solved very quickly had it not been for confusion regarding who is related to whom. Harriet's alibi was supposed to have been verified by Ava, and Ava's alibi verified by Juliet. But as only Ava and Juliet were together at that time, that leaves Harriet without an alibi. Furthermore, Harriet had no idea about Chris's pocket watch. Had it not been for that, things might have gone quite differently. Would you please stop and allow me to get a word in? I have to say, you certainly found a hell of a detective, Aaron. And he really did kill them. Wait, I remember now. 20 years ago, I had a one-night stand with a woman I never saw again. Yes, that was you. You even mentioned her name was Harriet. Oh my god. Oh my god, he even mentioned it wanting to have a one-night stand with Juliet. Because he thought that Juliet was Harriet. Oh my god. I even had that to go on. Oh my god. Is the game done drilling holes in my head right now? Because I've been royally effed time and time again right now. How do I let these things slip? Alright, I'm recording. I'm not fully focused on that, even though I should be fully focused on the detective part. God dang it. I was just looking to have some fun. I didn't want to cause any more trouble than was necessary, so I left out my family name. Do I seem drunk to you? I'm actually at a loss because I can't seem to get drunk. Oh, by the way, I haven't taken you to bed before, have I? Oh, you're just as close as Maurice was. My apologies, I've been with so many women, it's impossible to keep track of them all. I must have confused you with one of my myriad one-night stands. Yeah, see, there we go. You didn't need to tell me this. I figured that part out on my own. No wonder Juliet seems so familiar. She looks just like you did back then. I did enjoy that night we spent together, Aaron. I have no regrets about that part. But I didn't find out until later that I'd become pregnant with Juliet and Ava as a result. By the time I had it, it was already too late. My parents had promised me to Adomska. I had little to say in the matter. I already knew you were pregnant when we got married, Harriet. You have nothing to feel bad about. Thank you, Adomska. I so adore you, how understanding you are. But I just couldn't tell you or my parents who Juliet and Ava's father really was. If I had, my father would have been so angry he would have started a war with the Goldie family. But I never imagined the secret I decided to keep almost 20 years ago could lead to this. Idiot, what are you doing all the way out here? I have a favor to ask of you. I want you to reconsider your engagement to Juliet. Huh? Where'd that come from? And what's it matter to you? I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. I don't get it. But okay, I'm fine taking Ava instead. She's more my type anyway. I'm sorry, but I cannot let you marry Ava either. Why is that? I can't tell you. Man, this is nuts. Are all you Violet chicks? That's crazy. I don't know why my old man's so afraid of you guys. He should have made up an excuse and invaded your turf long ago. I can't possibly tell him the truth. If I did, it could lead to an all-out war between our families. I'll just have to push him off this cliff. Look, Maurice, can you see that ship over there? Well, there's no way a ship would come all the way out. Bye, Maurice. You want me to reconsider the engagement? That's right. I thought you, of all people, could be reasonable about that. Does that mean you want Miss Julia to marry for love rather than politics? If that's how you want to interpret it. Nonetheless, I haven't been named Miss Aaron's successor. If he desires this engagement, I am obliged to comply. So I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid I must refuse your request. Damn it, I can tell there's no chance of me convincing him. I'm always the one to know why you tried to freaking kill me. Or were you not trying to kill me? I'll have to kill him too. I had hoped it could only be Maurice. I see. By the way, can I see your hand for a moment? Yes, of course. Thank you. Miss Harriet, what did you just do? Goodbye. It's a dangerous world, so I've always been certain to keep a bit of poison on me. But I never thought I would end up using it on Chris like that. You did all that for me, Mother. Juliet, please understand, you did nothing wrong. This was all my doing, and so I will pay the price. Thinking about it now, I guess I should have told my father about this. Maybe then if I'd ended up marrying Aaron instead, none of this would have happened. Exactly, had you married Aaron, then this wouldn't have happened at all. You wouldn't technically have Kine and, the daughter of Dorothy. Yes, I forgot her name again. My mind is so screwed right now, I don't even care. If only I know that you were what you were dealing with, I could have helped you find another way. I'm just as guilty as you are. I may have been too oblivious to share your suffering, but I can at least share your punishment. Thank you, Adamska. This might not mean much coming from me now, but you were the best husband I could have asked for. No, she is poison on herself. I still had some left over. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to make amends. Mother! Ava, Kine, I love you all so much, and Juliet, please don't make the same mistake I did. Mother, wait! Don't go! Goodbye. Why didn't she tell me why she freaking slipped me a freaking sleeping pill? Actually, when Chris died, it was Kine that slipped me the sleeping pill. It wasn't her. She probably knows nothing about what Kine tried to even do. Alright, she'll be here soon. I'm afraid I must ask you all to get ready to leave. Please, let me stay with Mother just a little longer. Mother. I'm so sorry, everyone. I could have stopped her. As soon as I had heard about the threatening letter, I had a feeling this might have been the case all along. I remember what she was like back then. Still, I couldn't bring myself to ask her about it. Wait. Didn't he say that he loved Harriet? Please, for the love of God, tell me that he did not mention Harriet's name. And he mentioned Ava's instead. He said that he was friends with Harriet. Didn't he? In the first episode, the first part, he mentioned he was friends, not with Ava, but with Harriet. That was the one thing that could have led you to believe that it was Harriet instead of Ava. I'm gonna replay the first part after we're done here, just to see how badly I really messed up. I know I should have said something, but I just couldn't bear the thought of her hating me. Please don't be so hard on yourself. This case would have remained unsolved without your help. Me, no. I'm just a sniveling coward who left all the dirty work to you. I'm sad that Maurice is dead, but if I had been in Harriet's shoes, I think I might have done the same thing. Excuse me, everyone. There's something I want to tell you. Kine, what's come over you? Kine? Lori, that was her name. Looks like Kine has decided to come clean. Now that all eyes are on him, it seems it would be a good time for us to have a private chat. Why do you think I ended up in this dream thing to begin with? I'm sure Da Vinci could explain the connection between you, Chaldea, and ray-shifting in magecraft terms. But I'm afraid that is all a bit beyond my area of expertise. As it were, the best I could do, under the circumstances, is offer conjecture. I imagine whoever that body belongs to must have had a powerful reaction upon learning Juliet was engaged. Without the friendship, love, or perhaps pity, they must have wished to help her with all of their hearts. From here on, my speculation takes a turn for the romantic. But perhaps the moon saw that wish and decided to grant it. Perhaps in search for someone with both the ability to help in this matter, and someone with a desire to do so. It found you and used Chaldea to forge some manner of connection between you and the moonlight, as its conduit. Am I Eve? Juliet? Juliet. No, that's Adam and Eve. Juliet. Romeo. I am Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Hold the freaking phone. Are you freaking kidding me? I don't know. Cordelia is no stranger to oddities of time and space, and she truly wished to help Juliet know. It would seem you're about to lose consciousness again. I suppose that makes sense as your role here is complete. By the time you wake up, I will have already set off for the real Kogetsukan. But rest assured that I will return in a few days. Well, now it seems that Kain is saying something quite important indeed. I still hate this family, and this whole society. I'm scared of dying too, but I decided to be brave. I see now that even small lies can have huge consequences. My mother taught me that. So I'm telling you all right here and now, I'm going to change the Violet and the Goldie families. Patsy really well succeeded changing the way both families live their lives. But that is no longer our concern. I didn't believe this the last time you will see these people. If there's anything you've been meaning to tell a certain someone, now is the time. Something that body's true owner may have been wanting to say, or perhaps even should say. What is it, Sal? With Mother's death and Kain's revelation, I feel I'm losing my mind. I wanted you to know that. I will always be here for you, always. But where did that come from? Are you saying that now, of all times? No, you're right. Now is exactly the time I need to hear that. You always know what to say. Thank you, Sal. That means a lot to me, you know. I have something to tell you as... Come on, don't fall asleep yet. God damn it. So what's wrong? Are you alright? And so, the case of the murders of the Kogetsukan, I hope you enjoyed it. I congratulate those of you who have arrived at the truth, but if you got it wrong, well, don't feel bad. If those who made mistakes were without worth, then I am afraid I would be the only one in the world without any worth to his name. That was a joke, go on and laugh. At any rate, even if one error or another led you to the wrong conclusion, no one can say you did not give it your all. You know, a part of me is glad that I didn't make it to the freaking voting. Because at the time I was so with Dorothy. But if I was able to vote still, I probably would have put more time into it. And probably maybe would have came to the freaking conclusion that they were not sisters. God dang it. That experience is yours and yours alone. If you enjoyed your experience at all over these last few days, that is enough in and of itself. Everyone makes mistakes at times, even me. That is why the search for answers is as much a journey as it is a process of trial and error. At any rate, this concludes our latest case. I do apologize that the detective ended up monopolizing the spotlight. This little event was admittedly small in scale compared to others, but I hope one day to take you on a much grander adventure. One truly worthy of a great detective. You know what? As much as I sucked at it, I still was having fun. Again, I probably would have came to the conclusion eventually if I was still able to vote. But no, they just happened to have the freaking voting ending on 25th. Which means you have to have done it consistently. Whatever, man. I just hope that there is another event like this where I can redeem myself. Or at least try to redeem myself, or at least get my mind blown again. Cause that was fun. Makes me want to watch Detective Conan. But is there like really no after story to this? To celebrate 60,000 combined Facebook reaction shares and Twitter likes and retweets, we're giving 30 Sync What's All Masters. Hey, look at that. We got what we spent on a Tamamo banner back. Okay. I didn't even know that that was a thing that was going to be happening right now, but sure. I can't take that because I'm too full on that. But hey, we got a free 10-shot back. There's still one more. What do I get? 4 golden fruits, really? Silvers. 10 Sanquarts because everyone who previously did JP, who ended up starting playing the English game, probably ended up, you know, knowing who it was. Or people who didn't try to rush it, like I ended up doing at the end. Yes, I know I messed up along the way completely. See, I had 4 days left. This is the sad part. I knew that the voting was over. I wasn't at a complete freaking thought of who the murderer was. Yes, I said it was Dorothy. But I also said, screw it, I'm just going with Dorothy, because I can't think of anyone else. The voting was done. Had I just took my time, went back through every single bit of dialogue to refresh my memory up to this point, I would have saw all the discrepancies. And I probably would have been able to come to the conclusion before I even heard it from the detective himself. It's not that I suck at detective work. Yes, I suck a lot at it, but I don't suck completely. I see now that because I rushed the ending, even though I didn't have to since we still had 4 days left, I screwed myself out of coming to the conclusion of what the heck just happened. Now, yes, it was fun having my mind blown because I ended up not freaking just cooling my jets and taking my time with it. And that's only because I am doing so many other gachas. So many of them have events that I want to do. But I put FGO first before any of them. Mainly because I've been doing it the longest. Oh my god. So now instead of having my mind blown, I'm more depressed at me just rushing through it. And I don't know if there's ever going to be another detective thing like this ever again. Because I wasn't sure what was happening, and I wanted to see the end of the story, I took the easy way out and just continued. Just blaming it on Dorothy without ever actually fully gathering information. Yes, I was gathering some, to try to check and see if her alibi was not right. But Lori herself said that she snuck out of bed to go play hide and seek. Dorothy kept that part out of her alibi, because she says that she fell asleep at 10, right after she put her to bed. So that didn't help her case. Oh my god. I am more depressed with myself now than I have been for quite a while at doing these types of things, where I just completely messed up because I rushed something. Well, this is gonna be sticking with me for quite a while. I was only having my mind blown because I rushed. I mean, it would still be a freaking mind blower anyways, had I gone through and, you know, actually did detective work instead of just jumping to the end. Because you know what? Now that I think about it, I did exactly like how he said, without even realizing it. I jumped to the end of the story to see the end without actually reading through it, proofreading it, to get to the conclusion. I did the one thing that I said that I didn't do that he said that I probably did. That is even more depressing now that I think about it. Oh my god, why do I keep messing up like this? Probably because I take on way too many things at once and I end up rushing myself. I didn't rush myself in Danmachi. But I should have, because that was way too close. Okay, well, I've been rereading through a few of these, and well, I'm completely blind. The answer was literally staring me in the face the entire time. The biggest of them all was still literally the one I just showed again. About how... Oh my god. Well, how their personality... Whatever the personality one thing is, my mind's already gone. The one in the very start... Literally when Ava... Harriet show up, with Juliet... starts talking about the beach. That one line there, had I fully paid attention to it, I probably would have came to a different conclusion. But no, I made it to this point, completely forgetting that aspect of it, continued on with the story, and got sucked into it to the point where I ended up coming to a wrong conclusion because I rushed things. So yeah, with that, I'm going to end this fairly of a detective episode here. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one, which is... I don't know. Is it gonna be another event? Possibly, or it could be Salem. I really want and need to do Salem. But at this point, I am so down over me doing that. I don't really care to do anything right now. The fact that it was just there and I let it slip because I wanted to get more than I should have done. It sucks. Them's the breaks when you take on too many things at once. So yeah. Till then, see you guys later.